Hey, what's going on? Back at you again. Yours truly, Brother Kedwin Yah. And the Yah is for Yahweh and His Christ, Yeshuwah. I found a very interesting clip I wanted to share. Um, this, uh, I'm sharing this from a young lady's channel by the name of Abigail Lucy Mary. Um, I'm subscribed to her channel. I watch her footage a lot of times. She has some good things on there, good facts. I found it very, very interesting because there was a book that I had mentioned on one of my episodes recently, The Russian Icon. This book is um, this book got a lot of valuable. Go lay down. Go lay down. This book got a lot of valuable information in it, and I want to share it because of the simple fact. Go lay down. It's got a lot of valuable information in it, and I have brought out some valuable points before about all of the books that's got the real information on it now because they know people like me and other locals, find out about these books and they request them, and so they keep going up on the price. Now, on this particular clip, he said, I guess he got the book for 500, I believe, maybe, or she said it was $500. I don't know if the guy paid that much for it or whatever, but he got a copy of it. I'm not sure if it's the Russian icon. Um, it could be. And then there's some footage right after his clip that comes on, and there's a person who went to the original synagogue over there, and he's going to show you the pictures that they got in there of the original Israelites and the original Jews who are going to be melanated people. So see, when these people, these old Eurocentric Christian preachers and pastors be trying to debunk, saying that the so-called Afro Americans aren't the children of Israel. They full of bull crap. It's just too much information coming out on it all. It's all right in our face. We just gotta look, okay? And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all check this out. And of course, I'm low budget. My laptop that crashed. I will be back up and running real soon with a state of the art. Not really acquiring. So let's get to see something here. History, right, not paint. The picture history of Jewish civilization. Now, this video is not intended for hate or hate speech. I'm just showing pictures. That is all. Okay. And about this book used, apparently the previous owner had it in 1971. Jewish sources. Right here in the contents, we have Hebrews in the biblical period, Babylon, and so forth. Now, this is quite interesting. Number 6, an independent Jewish kingdom in Central Asia. And we have the Khazars. Okay. Now let's look at what the Hebrews of that time period looked like. As you can see, a Semitic person of color. Semitic prisoner painted on terracotta. Man, I thought I cut the doggone notifications off. As we can see, man, 2 Semitic Hebrew or Israelite women. You can see the hoop earring, the nose, the broad lips, etc. Woman of color. As we can see, a man with an afro, whatnot. Okay, people of color. Same thing over here. People of color with the afros doing their tasks and whatnot. See, right, they got this information over in Russia. The Egyptians became familiar with a horse and wagon after the victory of the Hyksos in the beginning
of the long period, 1730
And Pruden been
1580
trying to show and
BCE,
tell us.
the rule of the
Because he
Asiatic peoples of the land of the pharaohs. Okay.
Look at that.
See that?
Look at that. Look at that. Bare facts.
Same thing right here.
And they raised the price of that book up to like
Now let's
$700
skip a couple
now.
pages.
Book like $750.
Look at.
Just so you won't be able to
This
buy
picture was quite interesting as well. Okay. As we can see, here's a Israelite or Hebrew.
About 50% of all platinum artists in the music
Sorry,
industry
y'all, I'm
have
doing a
literally
little-
sold their soul to
little button
Illuminati, or
screen
they just sold
share.
out, period. How do I...
And when we zoom in, we can look at his features. You see, we got the woolly, kinky hair, the beard, and so forth. Same thing over here as well. So, that's all I wanted to share. No hate.
The press, stop it. Look at Putin. Putin is showing who the Negroes are. When you go into Russia, they never took our murals down. These murals are from the Black Russian Archives Church that you can see when you go to YouTube. Putin was showing the world who we are. He wanted everybody to see it, but if you notice, the American cameras, they took the camera and they dropped it. When you go through all of Europe, all of France, all of Germany, all of Italy, all of Russia, all of the European nations, and the Americas, you're going to find out something. That these so-called Negroes or Moors, Moors only mean that you're black.
I told y'all.
Moors ran everything, and a lot of these Moors were Jews. Some were Sephardi Jews, and some of them were other type of Jews. But these Jews or Israelites ran what you would call the European nations. That's why when you go into Germany, they find bodies that are thousands of years old, and these bodies are so-called Moors. And when they go into Britain, Britain just means sons of Isaac. That's exactly what it means. Britain, when you get a lot of these names, it's Johnson, McKeever, and McDowell, you would think that these names were actually European. But you got to remember, these people were in the Caucasus Mountains. They didn't even speak English. These so-called Negroes and Moors taught them English, and when they came in later in the 19th century, they basically took over all of Britain, France, Germany from the 11th century. After the 19th century, they took over everything. And what they did, they came through and they whitewashed everything. So I'm showing you pictures of the ancient nobles here right now as we speak. As a matter of fact, there's a picture here of the painting by Michelangelo, and it's in the Sixtine Chapel, and it's Joseph and Jacob. Here's another one of Moors fighting what they call wild men. And here's a picture of Robert Pufus by Jean Farkas, or king. He was a king in Britain. And here are coats of arms. These are different nations of Britain, of different people who are Moors. Now, look here, the Holy Roman Emperor, Charles V. Isn't this something, folks? But get this, look at what we call Columbus. He was a Sephardic Jew. That's why he had to come here, because no one else could.
An ancient synagogue that's been constructed and rebuilt. Here lies the truth.
Here's the synagogue. That's where the guys at the synagogue.
Inside this restored synagogue, there are pictures everywhere. Historical evidence is right before my eyes. This extraordinary building has much to be desired. Here inside the synagogue, known as the Synagogue of Hamim Binto, we find some very interesting pictures of the Jews of Magadan. Upon closer examination of the four pictures, it is clear to see that the Moroccan Jews of the past were highly melanated beings. Here we see black Jews walking through the Medina.
Told you.
Below we see these same dark-skinned Israelites at the Bab el-Masa in Magadan, which was built in 1769 during the reign of Muhammad bin Abdullah as part of the reconstruction of the fortification of the city.
Stole the
As you can
identity.
see, there is an engraved inscription
stolen
above the arch
identity of
as
the
to when and who
so-called
constructed this haunted
African
gate.
American.
In this recent picture of the same door, a close and more detailed inscription can be seen. This picture isn't quite as clear. However, the fourth picture clearly depicts these ancient Israelites who lived in the Medina as melanated people. Wanting to understand more about the pictures, I asked the Guardian, who was unwilling to go on camera, to inform me of what these pictures represent. These were his words.
Is Muslim et Jewish together.
Muslim Jewish together.
C'est avant le deuxième guerre.
I was not at all surprised by the Guardian's statement. From a Quranic point of view, the term Muslim, meaning one who submits, predates Muhammad. It was time to explore the rooms. In the corner, there was another picture of these black Jews at the Bab el-Masa, and an even more fascinating one on the wall in this dark room.
Anyway, I hope you got the message. Now you've seen the reason why that book is so pricey. You see the reason why. And like I was saying, it's not gonna be an everyday
This is her
person
channel.
that will just go get a book for $500.
Abigail,
You will think about what you're gonna use that money for.
Lucy
Just
Mary.
think, why should I spend such amount of money to go get a book like
she
that?
pretty
And
too.
that is the reason why the prices were
chocolate
raised
woman.
to that level, so that we would be kept out of the truth. Not just this, the Jewish civilization and the rest of them. There are other books that explains very well in total about most of these things that seem to be confusing, but the price is so high that you cannot afford it.
That's what they
These
do.
things are done deliberately. You can't tell me it's just
My
done
price is
or
at
just that is
$750.
how it should be.
The
No,
Russian icon.
they know why they do these things.
That's the name
To
of it.
keep the truth far away from those who should know the truth. And this is what they've been doing for ages past, and this is what gave them the right to whitewash everything. So the book that should have left in common for everybody to purchase and study are books that they have whitewashed. But the original ones, right, they prevent it from circulating and put it in a place where you can't even get there. And when you get there, you see the price, you tell yourself, oh, let me scroll through. I can't spend such money on a book. How much is my salary? This is the aim. This is the aim. To just discourage us from getting to what we should get to. And the important thing is that a lot of us will see this thing as, no, it's nothing. Right? We see this thing as it's nothing. But these people have a plan. It's not just done like they have a plan. They know what they're doing, sweetheart. They know what they are doing.
Of course.
When people are asked on surveys, what's the number one reason for failure? Do you know what they say?